The year is somewhere between 1861 and 1975, and you are Anglo Go, a courier of unspecified gender living in the post-apocalyptic landscape of the USA. In this timeline, the American Civil War was interrupted by the rise of the giants. The story goes that two giants named Wendigo and Bear began warring on the surface of the earth. Their battle was fierce. They hurled massive flaming rocks at each other, obliterating the landscape, reducing cities to rubble, and ultimately bringing about the fall of mankind. But despite this, the people still managed to scrounge out a feudal existence, forming small tribal settlements and scavenging for supplies amongst the ruins of the world they once knew. As a courier, you are one of the few who knows the roads well enough to get parcels and letters to their intended destinations. You are tasked with bringing an important package from the ruins of Boston to Charleston, South Carolina, while delivering as many letters as you can on the way. Now, with your bag packed conspicuously full with letters and a pistol in hand, you set off. Meeting up with a local guide, you head into the woods. John, a Confederate soldier before the Giants attacked, refuses to believe you are a Union soldier, as he was told all Union soldiers were poor and uneducated, but when you insist it's the truth, he still doesn't believe you. You have little time to convince him, however, as you are soon set upon by a swarm of natives. You try to fight back, but are stabbed repeatedly and then beaten unconscious. Waking sometime later, you find yourself in a burning mass grave with John and a wounded soldier of the local militia. Using your quick wits, you are able to bandage the soldier and pull them both to the safety of the nearest town. The guards mistake you for a soldier of the local militia, allowing you to heal for a few days. Unfortunately, this means you are pulled into the unit of one Lieutenant Arnu and his plans to track and eradicate the giants attacking villages to the south. You are given orders by Arnu to search the village of Arima for survivors, but by now you've become suspicious of Arnu and his motives. You search for clues that suggest that this is not the work of the giants. Sure enough, you find a group of children hiding in a shelter. They scream, running at the sight of you, so you chase after them, which doesn't help. Eventually, one of the boys comes forward and tells you the horrible truth. It was a group of soldiers who burnt the village. Worse still, they drugged the children and terrorized them, presumably so they wouldn't tell anyone what happened. You take a bag of drugs as evidence and leave the children unattended. Furious, confused, and carrying drugs, you return to Arnu and press him on exactly what's going on here. But Arnu gives up nothing, taking the drugs off you and leaving without a word. You decide to follow Arnu. He leads you to a room with an electronic lock. After waiting for him to leave, you sneak inside and find an odd mechanical contraption. The device initially resists your attempts to examine it, but then it shows you a spectacular 3D image of a galaxy. Unsure of exactly what to do, you stick your face right in it and are immediately sucked through the image into the vast, spiraling void of a portal. Falling through the portal at incredible speed, unable to do anything, you see a mysterious spectral image of Lieutenant Arnu before being slammed into the surface of an unknown world. Amazed to find yourself unharmed and mysteriously gifted with the innate knowledge that this is the planet of the Lowens, you start walking across the barren surface under a blazing green sun. Finally, you happen across a monolithic building made of a metal or stone you don't recognize. Searching for an entrance, you find only a thick sheet of plate glass across the front of the building. What lies beyond is impossible to see. Why have you been brought here? How is Lieutenant Arnu involved? Do the Lowens need any mail delivered? All this and more on today's episode of AI Dungeon.